Meghalaya Post.news.
Kadau kajing poi show put man Pynïap yo raja Raghuvanshi sara kade hitang na kadau ba Sonam kala dan jingade lupa mod raj kuchwaha pana kadau kajing Pynïathoh Jubor kala poi uput shadu ban Suh Buit Pynïap yo raja bakila yo lat ban Pynïap sara hagijing Suh Buit nadu bala temu ban Pynïathoh ya Sonam mod raja yakne la pentip du SP ke is khasils ba vivik sim haba kren sikala pthai bor ban yathu halor kajing to ket bala Phla na Sonam dingkat uraj bat kiwe ki Runar kat kemujing to ket ki Pulit la yathu ru bala bun sin kila Isla ban Pynïap yo raja nadu bala de ban Pynïathoh shamkurim bar ka Sonam hende gim yo lat satya badai hapadeng gejing beteng ban Suh Buit hakba khadu kila yo ya galat ban Pynïap yo raja hasara badai gejing Suh Buit bala slamba nadu bala thumu ban Pynïathoh ya ka Sonam bor raja badru bala Suh Buit wat hadian ba ka Sonam Meghalaya bor raja Raghuvanshi
Interrogation today, and this is just the first day of interrogation, so questioning, and yet is much is to me ascertained from by gathering evidence and all that. So we have acquired evidence. What I want to tell you all today is accused have all admitted to this offense. Sonam has admitted her complicity out here. This whole thing had happened, in fact, right from Indore. After, just before her marriage to Raja, it was hatched, and the mastermind of this is Raj. Sonam played along with this plan, and she was part of this plan. She was also a partner in this plan. The three people, very young people, I think 21 years and 19 years, they were friends among themselves, and one of them is a cousin of Raj. And it was not a kind of a contract killing which they planned. Yes, the plan was to kill, but they did a favor for their friend Raj. And actually, right from the month of February in Indore, they had thought of ways where Sonam would disappear. And probably after disappearing, one instance was make her get washed by a river. Another instance was murder somebody, put her in her scooty, burn that person's body, claim that it is Sonam's. But all these things didn't fructify. And so when Raja and Sonam got married and they came for darshan to Kamakhya, so the other group also had come here. In fact, the three people had come much before, a few days before, on the 19th, and they had plans actually to eliminate Raja somewhere in Guwahati. Since it didn't fructify there also, Sonam made the plan actually to come to Shillong and Sora, and that's how this thing panned out, whereby they met in Nongriat, and from Nongriat came out together, and on their way to Vaisaudam, Raja, while all of them were inside the parking lot, two of the assailants had, all three in fact, one by one, they had hacked him. And she was there, and the body was thrown. Thereafter, this happened about between 2 to 2:18. At about 2:18, they left that place. The raincoat which Sonam was wearing, she had given it to Akash, who had thrown his shirt, which had a blood spurt. Akash, in fact, one of the scooties was driven by Sonam when they left by Saudam. And when they reached AV point, Akash got down in AV point to throw the raincoat which was given by Sonam because it was bloodstained. I think a few days back when we recovered, we were not very sure whether it was stained by blood or some other material. But now we confirm that yes, it is blood, and we'll be sending that for forensic. Thereafter, Akash took over the scooty, and Sonam became the pillion rider. Anand Kurmi drove the bike which Raja and Sonam had hired and left it in Sora Rim. From there on, just after Lat Maupram, we are trying to ascertain which place. She boarded a taxi, and Vicky, who's Vishal Chauhan, had given her a burqa which Raj had given to her, had given to him. She wore this burqa, came to Police Bazaar, took tourist taxi down to Guwahati, and in Guwahati she went to Lokra, ISBT. ISBT boarded a bus to Siliguri. Siliguri changed bus. She went to Patna. From Patna took a train from Patna she took I think a bus to Ara, no? From Ara, and from Ara she took a train to Lucknow. Lucknow she took a bus to Indore. And there was one day, I think I can't recall the date. There was one day where the local media here had actually interviewed the guide who had gone down. And the guide had mentioned there were 3 people, and it was on that day when these people came to know that 3 people had been identified or actually had been profiled, that Raj told Sonam that better leave Indore and come out somewhere in Siliguri and resurface there as a victim of abduction. Just resurface somewhere in Siliguri, that's all. And after that, probably she was hoping that probably they were hoping the body would be decomposed, nobody would find that body, it's very far away, it's somewhere in a gorge and all that. And then after that, if she'd play the victim, that would have been the plan. Probably, she must have thought investigation and inquiry will take 1, 2 months, 3 months, and all that body is decomposed. We don't even know who it is. There's a missing person, then we'll have to do a DNA kind of a thing, sequence and all that, whether it's who's the missing person. It's going to take a long time, and she plays the victim card. See, I just said this is the first day, and all these other things we will. Perhaps you have to tell us how you've got that name, and then we will actually think. So these things, I'm telling you what we have in our preliminary investigation. Our questioning today, this is the first day of interrogation. We've got 8 days, and we'll probably perhaps take more custody also if required. Well, I think probably there was no way out, and she probably must have thought there was no way out, and that's how planning actually to eliminate him. She was supposed to go 8th. She was supposed to go to Siliguri in a vehicle arranged by Raj, but actually when the arrest happened in UP, and Raj got information that Akash was picked up and didn't know whether it was police or other people when they came in civil dress. That's how he panicked. He just told her, "You just resurface wherever you are." See, once we have this is not right now statement recording. We are questioning. We are getting the proper facts of the matter. Once we have got this clear picture, because the accused have been kept in different places. Once we have the clear picture, we will actually then we will gather evidence, and after that have our reconstruction of the crime. She had said, in not very clear words, though we would move into actually the whole murder of it, but She said that she was forced to marry, so she had just carried on, and that was the reason. And when he panicked, he told Sonam, wherever you are, call up your family and say that you've just escaped from an abduction. And that's how this whole thing was. It came to light. See, I just said this is the first day of interrogation. These are all friends out here. Not much money actually had been handed over to them. Raj had given them about 50,000 for the expenditure out here. It has not come out as of now whether any big consideration was there. Considering Raj's financial background, he doesn't come from an African background. In fact, he comes from a very financially poor background. So this thing has not come, but we will see whether there is a financial angle, a property angle to this. As of now, at this juncture, it is very clear that it is a love angle which has happened. Raj is the mastermind. These are friends of his, and they wanted to get rid of him in various places. And I want to tell you also, in fact, they first, like I said, they wanted to get rid of him, eliminate him somewhere in Guwahati. It did not materialize. They wanted to eliminate him in Nongyat, but they didn't find a place to dispose the body. They wanted to do it between Maulakhyat and Vaisaudam also. When late Raja went to actually attend nature's call, but that also didn't fructify. Finally, we did it in Vaisaudam. No, we didn't think the worst, because that is a very peaceful place. It's never happened to any tourists, and we have trekkers who are lost. Of course, we had one just before that unfortunate incident where a trekker got lost and died. So murder was actually not in our minds first, because that place is very tourist friendly. People are very helpful. The locals live on tourism out there. The stakeholders are all tourist friendly. So that was not in our thought first. But when we found the body, that's when I had a press briefing that it was a homicide case. Well, lot of, like I said, a lot of things where the team was put together. We had pieced a lot of evidence, a lot of data, a lot of information, a lot of witnesses, a lot of people who would describe profiling, a lot of things and all that went into actually piecing all this evidence and getting something credible which would lead to these. No, 8 days is just for remand. We have 90 days to file our charge sheet. But I'm sure much before that we will file our charge sheet.
MeghalayaPost.News